Hi guys and welcome to the Warhammer Lady. Today we're going to go through the elite section of the Chaos Daemons Codex. The Blood Crushers of Khorne have gone up by 15 points for 3. They've had a tiny change in their stat line. They've gained 5 in ballistic skill. They lost 1 in toughness, but they gained 1 wound. And they lost 3 in leadership. And it's just as for the other entries, basically. All the elite entries have a leadership of 7. So I'm not going to say it again, just remember leadership 7. Other than that, they now have a unit upgrade called Blood Hunter. As with all the other upgrades, it's just an extra attack. They have also changed their unit type. They are no longer infantry, but cavalry. No unique special rules, but you can have the Blood Hunter. You can let him take 20 points of demonic rewards, lesser or greater. And of course they can also take instruments and icons, and the icon can be upgraded to a banner of blood. So basically what has happened to these guys is that they lost their armor save that they had before, and they lost their toughness, well, not all their toughness, but a bit. They gained a wound though, and the biggest and most important change, at least for me, is the fact that they're now cavalry. Because with Khorne you really want to get into close combat, and being cavalry makes that happen even faster. So I like this. I think it's a good change for the Blood Crushers. Flamers of Tench are no longer broken. Sad face. Okay, we all know it was gonna happen. They were way too good. Way too good. If you had 18 Flamers, guys, I'm sorry for you. I only had 3. My opponent thought it was because I was being nice, but I knew I was just gonna have a couple of weeks of glory, so... However, we're never going to forget the glory days of Flamers. Anyway, they haven't changed a bit with their stat line or their point cost. It's just the same. The Pyrocaster is still a unit upgrade. He still has an extra attack, so they're still jump infantry. The only thing that has changed is their powers, so to speak. They now have a demonic gift called Flames of Tench. This is a template weapon still. It has strength 4, AP 4, and the special rule called Warp Flame. Also, it's an assault 1 attack. And the special rule for this weapon is also the special rule for the Flamers. They have the Warp Flame special rule as well. And we've been through it, but basically what it does is that if a unit suffers an unsaved wound from an attack or a model with this special rule, then they have to take a toughness test. If the toughness test is failed, they take D3 wounds with no cover or armor save allowed. Goodie. If they pass the test, however, the entire unit gains feel no pain on a 6+. And it stacks. It's not a bad rule, just be cautious of what you're using your Flamer templates on, and you should be just fine. So the Flamers of Tench, yes, they're no longer broken, but they're absolutely balanced for their point cost. Other than that, you can have 6 additional Flamers in your group, and the Pyrocaster can take 20 points of demonic rewards, lesser or greater. Beasts of Nurgle have gone up by 17 points per beast. That's a lot. However, they have gained 2 wounds and 1 extra attack. Before they had D6 attacks, and now they have D6 plus 1 attack. So a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 7 if you're lucky. They've also changed their unit type. They're no longer infantry, they're beasts, which is great. Seeing as they're Demons of Nurgle, they have the slow and purposeful rule. Now they can move 12 inches anyway, and they also have the fleet special rule. And the fleet special rule for these guys are good. And you'll understand why in a second. They have a couple of special rules. It will not die, so they can potentially regain some of their wounds, and they have 4 wounds. Poison 4+ special rule, which is awesome if you have 7 attacks. Poor opponent. Slime Trail, which if a enemy unit charges you and it's successful, they count as having made a disordered charge, so none of their charge bonuses counts. And this is the best special rule. Okay, they have very bulky too, but Attention Seeker. This is such an awesome special rule, I think, because they act like guard dogs. Basically it means that if you have a friendly unit close by, 12 inches, and they're charged by enemy opponents, this happens in the enemy charge subphase, and the charge is successful, then the Beasts of Nurgle will immediately make a charge towards that enemy unit. So basically, they work just like guard dogs. I really want to have these, and I wouldn't put them next to my not so resilient units, such as pink horrors, for example. I don't know. The only thing that actually makes me sad with these guys is the fact that I don't have any. I really want them. I want guard dogs. I think these are great. In addition, you can have up to 8 beasts in a group. So Fiends of Slaanesh, they have gone up by 15 points for a total of 3 guys, so 5 per base basically. They lost 1 in strength and initiative, and they lost 2 attacks. They have gained a wound though, and you can have 9 in a unit. They have a couple of special rules. One is very bulky and disruptive song. It means that an enemy psyker within 12 inches of a Fiend of Slaanesh gains a -1 penalty to their leadership when taking a psychic test. At first when I read it, I thought it was kind of not so good, but I read it again and it says, Fiend of Slaanesh. So correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but does this stack? If I go in with 2 or 3 fiends, is it -2 or 3 in penalty then? I have no clue, so just tell me what you think. Soporific Musk is their last special rule, and all models in a unit that is successfully charged by 1 or more fiends suffers a -5 penalty to their initiative until the end of the assault phase. And here's what I think about these guys. Against the right army, say Eldar, these guys are insanely good. They're fast, they're a cheap unit, and they give the guys with high initiative a penalty which allows for you to strike first, either with your fiends, and they have rending, so they're good, or with, say, bloodletters if you do a combined charged. Against an army with not as high initiative, no, I don't see myself taking these guys over another elite slouts. So, yes. They're good when they're good, basically. This was the last elite entry of this codex, and so this is the end of the video. Tomorrow I will be making, I think, 2 videos, because I don't have time to make one on Saturday, so I might as well make 2 tomorrow. And I will be covering heavy support, or fast, or both. We'll see. And other than that, I wish you a good night.